the monthly year. Well, we don't have any visitors today.
Nope.
So, written, reports all unwritten. Hal?
Yeah, budget-wise, I'm sorry, I have not looked. I'm sure it's fine. Leanne does a wonderful job. We'll go into just unfinished business and talk. First one on is our cold storage. The material, I mean, in your minutes, I'm sorry, I believe it stated the storage building was delivered. Well, the building was not delivered, but the materials are. Sorry. So all the materials there, Rick knows they're there. I haven't got a date when he's going to start, so I don't know for sure. Like I say, we're ready for him whenever he's ready. First pour, we talked about a little bit. It was 32 on the first pour, went well. We got it done a little past noon. Usually we can get done by noon, but with the weather, didn't quite cure as quick as we wanted to. Don't believe, yes, I do have that down. Office, if you've been out, the block around the office was deteriorating. We talked about, Bradford has been in and redid that. You'll see the cost there at $13,785. It looks nice. He did a really nice job all around. It's the heavier block, and I don't think it will go anywhere for quite a while. With that, I think we talked about it a little bit. Just want to bring it up again to put it in there. It's kind of old new business. We're still looking at putting a walkway around the lakeside. I have a little more interest. Mike was interested in this, which I would love for him to do the block work if the bid comes in that way. He has contacted Rick Timmons to see if he would bid it. I've talked to Allen Block Company. They can do the engineering. I don't have a price yet. We haven't met. So I just want to let you know there's some steps forward on that to try to get a drawing so we can get a price to see if we can afford it, if we can get any money with the Greenway hooked into it, stuff like that. So there's some interest going on, a little bit more than has been. In my 3-year plan, capital improvement plan, I think I put it out for 2024 in there with a rough bid of what it would be. Joe has had us do that. So I didn't want to forget that one, to throw that in. As far as in the old business here, we talked about the sod work. All the graves have been fixed. We just had two of them we finished, and they really weren't from the winter. It was from the water. They were quite large. We had one where we moved the stone on the lot ahead in front of it because we're glad I did. We lost the foundation. It's hard enough now we can pour. It's on the second pour to pour that foundation so I can get that stone reset. In the first pour, we had one where, wasn't me, Sexton didn't quite lay it out big enough. I had to take a foundation out to get a level one in, and we had re-poured that free of charge, and it's back on. Family knew about it. So we've set the stone, everything's fine, just so you know what's going on there. We always put in there, and I'm open, and if you have anything as far as suggestions, improvements to the cemetery, we're going to talk a little bit about the preacher stand here in the new business, but if there's anything you got on your mind, I would love to know. If you know of any improvements you want to see. Something you want me to look at? Nothing? See how you are. Anything, Max?
No, I'm glad that you're starting to look for that, Greenway
Tie into?
and I think there's funds available to help with that if you just need to.
Yeah, I think
get to
there's
that point,
all different. So Justin, what kind of, I'll bring it up, and it's my fault, kind of lack of knowledge. Some up in the planning sent me a thing about them looking to redo, how do you call it? I thought they were going to widen the road, and it's replotting that area, different stuff. And at first it upset me, so I called, I didn't know the gal that,
Whitney.
no, it's a different gal in planning. I'm sorry, it's not Whitney. I'm sorry, I didn't bring her name. Anyway, so I called Justin, and I said, hey, I don't want to get upset at this because I really want this project, you widen the road. No, what they're doing is cleaning up right-of-ways in sections that haven't been done, and by him doing this, he picked ours, he knew it had to be done, but he wants it done because it'll help when we're ready to do that project.
Got it.
So I said, thank you for the clarification. So he's even on it a little bit. He thinks it'll be a great addition, and they're not gonna interrupt. But you gotta understand, this isn't something where we just post a bid and go. I've got internet cable laying down there, I got all sorts, I got trees, I got sections of hill we're gonna have to remove. So I wanna be very diligent, because I know I have people that really love these trees, and there's a few big ones I'm gonna have to take out to make this project work. I just don't have room. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on the base of the hill. Now, there's 8 more behind them, but there's gonna be a couple
Right,
I'm gonna have to move to get, depending how wide we have to do the sidewalk. It was recommended for funding to go 6.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much I can approach on the road a little bit or whatever. So, and there's a lot of details yet. But I'm excited that I've got some people that are actually excited about it that can help me. Because, I mean, so we can try to get this going. So I will work with the stone company and with Alan to see if we can kind of get an idea, or if we can get a drawing to them to see what it might cost for engineering and on it, and see if we can if I can get that okay through the board to start.
If we take trees out, can we replant some of it?
Oh, heavens, yes. Oh, heavens, yes. Yes.
Because maybe we could.
Heavens, yes.
That would
Not
be-
that size.
Not
Yeah.
that
Can't
size,
replace
no,
that.
but, yeah, but that would be that would be a good thing to do. I mean, that would be easy to do too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
You could do really pretty trees around the walkway.
Yes.
Like the lilac bush type trees.
You gotta be careful of the tree roots that come up through the walkway
That's true.
and crumble up the
That's
walkway.
true.
Yeah,
Well,
so,
and you
yeah.
also got to understand that I have loved ones in there. I have, it's like embankment.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I have to deal with that we're going to take baby steps at, that we don't interfere. There's a few stones that I have to move, which doesn't bother me. But there's some probing and different stuff I'm going to do before I would even okay
Right.
this project.
Right.
But I didn't want to go
Sure.
through that, it wasn't going to happen. And you understand, this tree on this hill, you've been out there, there's tons of them.
Right.
And I'm never into where I want to take trees out. And like I say, I had somebody that complained, they thought we were cutting a bunch down that we marked, and what we were doing was climbing, and we're just making them better, so they grow better, is all it is, take all the widowmakers out and stuff like that. So we'll have to see. I mean, I've been back through it several times, sitting, looking and measuring, and it's in my head, but not perfect yet, and we'll have to see more on the layout, what we have to do.
Right.
And then you understand, to do this, there's sections where the hill will have to come out, back so far. So we'd have to have retaining walls like what Bradford would do and different
Right,
stuff.
right.
And then Mike actually came up, was pretty excited next to me, he goes, what about lighting it up? And I'm like, wouldn't that be beautiful? Go about every 30 feet with a lamp, so it'd be lit up all through there. I think that would just be phenomenal, in my opinion. But
it would look great.
like I say, it's a dream right now. We'll see if it becomes reality, but it's just kind of moving forward. And I want you guys, because I want your opinions
Right,
and
right.
when we start on all this, so you guys know what's going on. So, anything else and suggestions? Is that throughout the cemetery? Before I get into new business, one that would fall into kind of that suggestion, cremation 3. Remember the new format that we did and how we set it out, and they can go to a bigger stone? It's filling up. So I'm gonna have to go, what I'm thinking is go ahead and go on the other side of the sidewalk that goes to the heart. And I've got it laid out, and right now, I won't say we're arguing, but I lean on Leanne for some, do I need to take some out? I just don't want it to be like an open area.
Right.
We're trying to make it look a little nice, but I wanna still enhance that heart. Because I didn't do a lot on this side.
Right.
I turned it to be with the sidewalk, but this other one is so long, I don't want to turn it for the sidewalk, so I'm trying to figure out how. With AutoCAD, we've been drawing, but I'm going to have to start pinning, you won't believe how many foundations we put in there. I think there was a few there, I think there was 6 or 7 on the first pour, and I think we have another, so many on this pour too. And stones are getting set, so the people really love that we can have a bigger stone, which is cool, that's what it's all about for them. Okay, so I wanted to let you know we may be extending. Okay, we'll get into new business. And I apologize, she did not put the total. April, we had 8 more loads of wood go. When we called Combined Community Service and gave them a shut-off date, we had some families kind of come and get some, and it's still been cold, and I'm happy they did. One family couldn't get there, had a couple vouchers, I honored them. And that's what we're there for, is to give that away. As you can see, number 2 is the second pour. We're actually, believe it or not, we are ready. They have busted their tail, have them bored, ready to go. So I have 31. We'll probably be pouring next week on this second pour. So that, I believe, well, that'd be 63 so far in the 2 pours. Okay, now the preacher stand. Ellen, I don't know if you've seen this. I went ahead and did some new steps in the preacher stand. There was the old steps. They were crumbling, moving, falling. While Mike was there, we went ahead and put new steps in. There was a suggestion to put a sidewalk up. I said, no, not at this given time. And also the gutter has been fixed for that. So you can see the price to do the rest of the work, which is putting the ceiling in. I have to put new doors on the back. The front step is bad, and I'm going to try to use that as a foundation and pour a bigger step over and out if I can. If not, we'll take it out. Repainting and a little block work. So, I mean, the estimate is around $2,467. And if you see the steps, the new steps was about 18 that we put in. That's not in that figure. That wasn't really in the original. Do you want to fix it up? I just think it made it look better. So we will get on to some of that, but it'll be after May.
The steps look really nice, Hal.
Thank you.
I mean, I saw them, yeah. It looks really good.
Good.
Great addition.
I'm hoping the grass comes in. If we get the warmth, it will. We've raked it and reseeded it, and I'm hoping it's going to come before Memorial Day, but that's up to Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Really, I mean.
She's not happy with us right now for some
No,
reason.
No, that's all it does.
But she's tricky because that grass is growing.
Yeah,
So maybe not
right.
the new grass, but the other grass is growing. Number 4 there, for years I've had issues at the end of 57, 58. I don't know if you remember where that's at, where you come in the cemetery, you go down Legion, you would go right, you know, like you were going to Titus. When you go around Titus in that back road, I knew it was small. We fought it for years. I mean, we have to fix corners and everything. That was destroyed after winter. I went out and started doing some measuring. It was a 12-foot wide road. Yeah, I've extended 5 feet. I've got 10-inch of compaction concrete in it now. And then that'll be on when we get to when Dustin's ready to help pour. We're going to go fix some wall work and stuff, and I'm going to have him pour it. It's going to make it a lot easier for those people to make turns because they were just tearing up the corners. We were too plowing. It was just a mess. So I wanted to do that just to kind of counteract that, to get that done, or so it'd make it a little better for us and for people to get around. Number 5, and I have to apologize, the gentleman who sent me the drawing, I have it says potential, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. They want to do a stacking 2-crib mausoleum. Okay, I'm going to go off my dimensions. It's a little over 6 foot wide. Anyway, it'll take 4 lots to put it on. He is interested in buying 6. And he wants to go out. He doesn't want to go where the 2 cribs are now, the flat 2 cribs side by side. He wants to be out in the cemetery. Why I bring this up is to see, it says 7475, which is where we're selling now. We have never done this since I've been there. We have some in the older section, but none in the newer section. And just want to get your comments, concerns, anything. I'll share a little bit with you. If we do this, that's front to back. Mowing wise, of course it won't be straight, we'll have to go around type thing. It'll take up more space like the bigger mausoleums. I don't have a big concern. He kept saying he wanted to be next to a road. You don't know. I just, like I say, got the drawing. We haven't talked yet. But I guess I want to open it up. Do you guys have any concerns? Do you know what I'm talking about, a stacked unit? Okay, instead of side by side, there'd be one on top of one bottom. It's all granite. I mean, it'll fit the criteria of stone or whatever, but it's just not been done. He'll have to hire a concrete company to pour the base foundation in it, like we do with the other 2 cribs and everything else. We will not be doing that. I mean, I'll be overseeing it type thing, but
I guess you might, not a concern, but a question would be is anybody else that's going to be around that, is that going to block the view of
another
site?
stone?
Yeah, of another stone.
Not straight on. At an angle, yes.
Okay.
Follow me?
Yeah.
Because if you have him here, he's gonna set, especially by 6, which is nice, so he'll have a little property around. He'd have 2 feet on each side, if, way I look at the widest point
Right.
of that mausoleum, but if he goes an extra 2, so that's 9 feet, so
Okay.
4 feet. Straight on, because he would take up one side and then there's the aisle, and they go the other way.
Okay.
But coming down from a section,
Yeah,
follow me, you would
Yeah,
not be able
right.
to see him until you got past it.
right,
That would be the only blockage.
okay, okay.
And I guess why, because there's not a rule in there about it. I mean, and since I've taken over now 15 years, the 2 cribs that are side by side were just put on that one stretch.
Right, right.
Does it look good? Don't know.
Yeah.
You go to cemeteries all over, they're scattered all over the place and different stuff, and so,
Right.
I mean,
Right.
it's a little more headache for us to mow and trim, but that's life.
Is there any, not that it matters, but is there anything else like it in the cemetery right now?
There is there's a 4 crib when you come right on Legion.
On
You get right
Legion, yeah,
right past
okay.
Silval, the First Legion Circle,
Mhm.
in that next section, and it faces
Yeah,
like
that's
towards,
right, okay.
yeah, there's a 4 crib, I believe there. I do not have a stacking 2 in the cemetery.
Okay.
I have side-by-side 2s.
Yeah,
So I guess say it's new ground, whatever, I just thought since there's no really rule, and a lot of the stones back in the day and the different people back in the day wanted to landscape and do borders, it was always brought to the board. Next meeting will bring you a picture of it, I have a drawing of it or whatever, but I think you'll understand what it is.
Right,
So this is just, I guess to give you a blessing to go on if you're okay with it, and you don't matter where it's at, I mean, we'll look it out and talk to him. This happens to be an out-of-town funeral director that actually has land up here and loves our cemetery, so he doesn't want to be where he lives, which is okay. So, I don't know if I need a vote, I just want to know if there's any negativity, if you have any problem with any of this, or if you're okay
My
with
my
it.
only, again, comment would be,
Blockage.
make sure we don't block other stones, you know.
Guaranteed.
And so, other than that, I don't have a problem with it, so.
You okay with it? Okay, I just want to make sure if not, we would have voted, but I didn't think you'd have a problem with it. I don't know when. This gentleman's been threatening to buy lots at Oakwood Cemetery, I think, for the last 5 years, and so this is the closest he's got with a picture. So maybe he said, nice man, he really is, nice man. And they just bought some property in Winona Lake, like for a summer cottage on the island or whatever and stuff, so they may be getting a little more serious about purchasing a couple lots. So I just wanted to bring that up to you to make sure there wasn't any, and that Max is the standard one, that's the
Yeah.
one I have issues, and trust me, I won't,
Right,
and it won't block anybody,
sure.
because
Any
there's.
motion on that, or not?
No, I don't think,
Okay.
I've never, I don't think so, it's vote, there's no real rule, it just basically, I mean, it may not be a good idea, because in the past, there was votes on specialty monuments, so if you want to, I think,
Does the person, I don't know what's been done in the past, did they submit like a written request to place something like that?
a drawing, and I apologize, I'm the one that didn't
So
bring
we
the
would
drawing.
just- so
If
we
you'd
just
rather
wait
table,
till-
yeah, we table it next one, I'll bring the drawing.
That might be
And
the
maybe
best,
I talked to
don't
him a
you
little
think
bit.
so?
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine, and I think, yeah,
Sure.
maybe thinking about it, I think
Yeah.
maybe a vote would be the right thing, just so
Yeah.
it's documented in case somebody else
Yeah,
wants
yeah.
it.
Right.
Because I have some in old folders way back that were denied, different stuff, and maybe that would be the proper way.
Yeah.
It was something new that
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, let's table it till next week, the next
Yeah.
time when we get
I think
a,
that's a
I
good
personally
idea.
would rather be on 4, but I get 6.
Yeah.
What you're seeing now, or what we're seeing now is people are coming and buying multiple lots, and I mean multiple lots for family and generation on down.
wow, wow.
One couple still living lost a son here recently, but I think now has 19 lots. And I don't think that's,
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
know, yeah, there's not that many in the family that I know of. But,
Wow,
and then you have Mr. Holler that has like 34 lots.
yeah, yeah.
I've got another one working on 10, I think, 10 or 12.
Wow.
They're starting to buy the masses. No concern yet, but I would like not to have to put another road in right away.
Yeah.
We still have plenty of lots, don't go there, but
Right,
it's just,
right.
we're seeing a trend right now. Had another pastor actually 2 days ago say, hey, I want to come talk to you. I said, okay. He goes, we know I own 2 lots. And I said, well, yeah. He goes, we want to buy another 6, 7 more and want them together, which I can deed transfer over his 2.
Sure, sure.
So that's like 9. It's like, I said, okay. He goes, I said, something wrong? He goes, no, I just for families and future kids, and
Wow,
so
wow.
I can't,
One thing is burial lots are jumping in price dramatically in metropolitan areas anyway, so that
Yes,
could be
yes.
one reason.
well,
You know,
yeah, but these are all local.
They're all
So,
local?
yeah, so I don't
No, I
know,
wouldn't
I'm
think
not
it's
out of
that.
town, so there's no red flags for me there. These are more local people, and 2 of them are actually pastors, and I just think it's,
Wow.
they come like yourself to funerals, and then, hear them talk about, well, my mom's way over there, we didn't get lots, and even with the ash barrels, which is also on the rise, by the way, so you know that also. I appreciate them allowing me to put a full body and 4 ashes on. It's just, people are wanting to be together, because we're going through that trend, and I think you saw one disinterment there. That baby actually went to, I'm sorry, another cemetery. It went to a family plot, solid concrete. No, it was the best move I ever had, kiddo. I don't like laying down looking for little stuff. This was actually in a vault, so. But what we're seeing in our cemetery, they're moving out of baby land and moving on the family plots. We're doing this, they're paying for us to do disinterments and move.
doesn't surprise me.
No, it's just a different trend,
Yeah,
and they want to be together. I think
Yeah.
before it was like, oh, you got to put them in baby land, and nobody thought about it. Now it's more,
Right.
we want them next to us, and, I get it,
Sure,
but all that takes land.
Yep.
So,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's the part where we have some, but someday it's gonna get a little tighter, and it's starting to get more expensive to develop. So, anyway, I just wanted to bring that stuff up. Last thing, I kind of handwritten, and we have one other thing to do. I have ordered a new truck, and we still have no answer. They're actually trying to look for one similar. I'm gonna have to do a little transfer of money anyway because of the price, so we kind of gave a cap. So I'll probably go ahead and move the money, and if they can't do it for that cap, then I won't do it at all.
Yeah.
Which puts us down a truck if I don't do that, because the street already has my Ford Ranger to get equipped. They have to. They gotta get Summers here for
We're
the
looking
bugs.
for one too, and haven't been able to find one.
I found 2 at Kelly Chevrolet, similar to the one I was ordering, but I don't know. And I don't know how that is. It's so tough. And to explain, I would have told you, I went out because I saw trucks out front and stuff and talked to the gal. And I said, hey, anything? And she goes, no. And I said, oh, I was just surprised about trucks. She goes, those are our pre-owned. They only had like 1 or 2 in the lot. So they're still down. So Joe's talked about it in meetings, and buying equipment and stuff. It's just going to get a little harder, and we may have to shop around. Local is where we want to be,
Sure.
but we may have to go out. And I'm the little guy compared to, the big concern is police fire.
Right.
You just don't pull one of those off a shelf. And they're at the point now, like the fire department and the massive money those are, is how do you order one this year
Yeah.
when it's gonna come out of next year's budget? Because
Right.
it's not been approved, so that's stuff they're trying to work out. And it's all supply and demand is what it is, so. And I'm hoping we get an answer for long, just because I don't want last minute. But the streets keep them out of there. The one I drive, airbag light went off and then went on, went off and went on. I thought, I'm okay, and all of a sudden it bothered me, so I drove it over the street, and I said, should I be driving this? He goes, we'll take you back to the cemetery. So I could be out in the street somewhere with a broken nose and hit something, I don't know. So anyway, I have it back. They have it fixed and ready to go. The street department helps me out a lot. Last thing, so we can get you out of here, and this may be simple, I don't know. This little other paper you got.
Right.
Last week, we talked about the rules. Max brought up a couple of questions on 11 with the stuff around it, and I believe I successfully answered your question, I'm hoping.
Yep.
Did you guys see any, you need one?
I left it.
Do you need one, Max? You got one?
I've got
Okay,
one.
We think, Leanne thinks of you, she made some more. Was there any, if you're okay with everything, we're gonna go to print with it. If you got any questions or anything else, let me know. If you haven't had a ton of time to go through all of them, it's not that we're really changing, we're just updating the verbiage of them, is what we're doing,
I'm assuming these are the numbers
that we want to
that
change.
coincide.
Yep.
I don't think 29 is what that says.
29.
If you look at Rule 29,
Okay.
it is not a monument that is a private column bearing. Isn't that
Nobody
what
charge
it
100
says?
fines, city residents 150 for non-residents for grab cremains after cremation. So, he charges 75 for entombment in a mausoleum. It's about the mausoleum, I
Am I
believe.
reading it wrong? I thought that, to me, it sounded more like
Okay,
35.
well,
but
what it
maybe I'm
is,
wrong.
no, what you're adding is part of a new rule.
Okay.
What they came out with in that first part there, a couple years ago, and how I found out of it, because a gentleman ordered one. And his stone was set, and he took me out because he wanted to show me it. Now, to me, it was a gray two-piece, nothing big in my eyes. I mean, he was excited about it, but it was really thick, okay, in thickness. And I said, well, that's kind of different, it's pretty thick. He goes, yeah, our ashes are gonna be inside. Okay, well, there goes the red flags. I'm not gonna mess with stones and open them up. So there was a new rule that they had to, the monument company has to be there to disassemble the stones and put them in. And I think that's part of the verbiage there, private memorial stone.
Because if you look at 35,
Determines over some of the body remains in the ground. That's in ground, or above ground. That's 2 years. Remains, let me finish reading this is responsible. Okay, so that's 29, the first part's talking about the responsibility of the monument company. Staff design section must be present, yes, we have to be there. We require 1 day notice. So 29 is pretty much changed to that new rule. So the pricing, she must have used 29. What it is because we eliminated pricing out of all this, because how they changed, so we don't have to reprint. And I believe she wiped out what 29 was and just
Just put
inserted
that
this
one
one
there.
as plain.
Okay.
Follow me?
Yeah, yep.
Is I believe that's what we did. So there was some with numbers and stuff, and we took out, and then we just used that number for another one, if that makes sense.
okay, so she must have done the same thing on 34.
That's 30 is permitted, okay, 34. Fee schedule divided into, yes, she did. Mhm.
So then 35, she changed it as well.
Yes.
Okay. Just had me a little confused.
No, I'm sorry, I should have told you she filled in instead of having a blank number.
Okay,
She just used ones we were taking out.
okay.
I'm sorry, I should have
that's
told
all
you
right.
that. And I think the fees, so if you,
Yeah, read number 9. My question was, it can be put anywhere on the grave site.
you're asking if it can be?
Yeah,
Winter decorations, yes, anywhere on that,
Okay.
anywhere on that 5 by 10 area.
okay,
Yep, for winter, that's it.
okay.
The problem is when it comes off, when it comes
Right,
off.
right.
And so you understand too, we have a lot of confusion is, like leaf season. You must take everything off. That's mainly in the old area and the tree areas. In the new, the ones that run north-south, not that we don't blow some of that, but I bag most of that. So they can leave their stuff on their foundations. But it's nice they call and ask to get it off. Some won't, and we have to remove. The big one is, and I think it's in there, is the timeline is when we normally take off the grave blankets, which fluctuates, and that's all up to Mother Nature, because we don't want to kill grass, is then there's actually ones on their foundations that we give them. And they're winter decorations, and a lot of it's live, and nobody will come clean them up. So there's a rule after so many, I forget the month, I'll have to read there, that I can take those off. And what I usually do is, for the families, if it has a nice container, I will dump the real stuff, and I'll take the containers to the double garage if they want to pick them up. Mostly they don't, it's kind of a package they do there. I still have, I think 4 graves that has winter stuff, they haven't turned totally brown yet. I'm trying to be nice and say, okay, come on, get, but I'm guessing I'll take them off. I have a couple tops that I've taken off that are just, the artificial ones, if they want Christmas all year round, I'm okay if they're artificial.
Yeah.
If they're on their area,
Right.
that's fine. But, I mean, I can see that dry stuff, some kid coming up with a lighter going, you know, and
Right.
I don't need that.
Okay, I'm good.
You good?
Yep.
Yep,
All right.
So if you would
yep.
vote on that, we will totally get that changed and reprint it then.
Okay, motion to accept the rules and regulations.
I so move.
Okay, Max,
Second.
second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Making this easy.
No, I appreciate it, guys, very well. And so you understand is this will also go into Spanish, the interpretation. If they're hired, the guy will, I'll get him the new set. He hasn't done anything yet, and then I think he's just been putting it all together for us.
Any,
I believe I'm done.
Hal, has there been any, discussion with the Legion about, you and I have had this in a discussion in the past of the, because so many people are going to cremation of, we had talked in the past of veterans not taking up a full, has that been discussed lately?
No, it stopped
Okay.
with the lady that ran, the gal that ran it.
We
What was
need
that?
to-
I can't remember her name.
Yeah, I can see her.
Yeah, I can too.
We need
I
to
mean,
have it.
her heart was in the right place. She was really trying to spearhead, and she understood. But then she left and
It'd be a
nobody.
good time with Memorial Day coming up, it'd be a good time to have the discussion, maybe you and I can talk about it.
Yeah, or if they would like to sit down and talk,
Yeah, we need to have
that'd be
that.
great
Yeah, because
too.
there's no reason to take a full, that's the challenge is, you know, we're going to all these cremations now, so to take a full lot.
Well, perfect example, I have a husband and wife. Stepson is taking care of all this. His stone arrived and said it goes on lot 22. Okay, well, we didn't have any record. Well, they went to the Legion and bought it, and of course they got busy. We see how it works with us. We can sell them. We sell them. I have a triplicate receipt. So we keep one, the family gets one, and then I put one in with the money and take it down there. So they have copies of ours when they sell. I've got no idea. Well, then, I think they were trying to save money. Anyway, somehow, they're in one black box. Why I laugh about that, two people do not fit in a black box. When you're cremated, you're about that far from the top. So they might have scattered, don't know, as long as I have all the paperwork, I have everything, but they're going on a full spot, Legion 3.
Yeah, we need to, it's probably time to have that discussion.
I would love, and you know what? We can do it many ways. I'd love to have that discussion, because we can do two ways. The Legion can come up with money if they want to pour concrete like the old cremation garden, or we set it in pens and let them pay for their, well, they would pay for their own foundation because their stone is free. Well, we could work out a thing too, if a spouse is going to be with it, then it would be half price. When I pour a foundation out in the main cemetery and I have a veteran, it'll be half the price because it was his will go on and then they pay for hers because we honor them. And we could set something up like that. Or if they want concrete, that'd be up to them. Or we'll work something out. We'll figure it out, how we can do it. Because I'm not going, in my lifetime, where the Legion 3 is, we filled all that in, there's a huge area to the left. And and I'm not gonna put anybody there. I'm not. I mean, there's no reason for me. It'd be oddball, there wouldn't be that many, and it'd be a great cremation garden. And if the Legion wanted to kick in some or whatever, and help me design it, and we'll put it in, and that way they can go to cremation. Because I'm honestly, I get this in the cemetery, and there's nothing I can do. In fact, doing one or two tomorrow. Husband and wife are cremated. They own 2 lots. Okay? They're going in the center of the 2 lots. I have this all the time. Can't say no. And a lot of it, they want a bigger stone.
Interesting.
Yep. I have some families that'll buy either full body or ashes. They'll buy 4 lots because they don't want anybody next to them.
I can understand that. No, I'm just kidding.
I can't.
No,
I can't at all.
No, actually, that doesn't
And
make
it's,
sense.
it hurts me because it's such a waste of money.
It is a waste
Right.
of
And
money.
it really
Yes.
is. And not only that, because land, you can't produce land.
Right.
I mean, I understand, I get their feelings, I just have a different thought process. I'm not
Well,
gonna.
I noticed in officiating that the trend is definitely moving toward cremation.
Oh, we went up to, what did I say, was it 34%?
Yeah, it's-
And I don't know what it is right now, but I'm doing a bunch. But I'm doing a bunch of full bodies too, so.
But we could save that, we could save space in those circles if we do it right.
For legions, because you're gonna
Yeah.
run out. And
Yeah.
then, and no
Then we're gonna be
disrespect,
back
but where are they gonna get money to
We're
do
gonna be
another
back right
legion?
where we were again, so.
Yeah, they're gonna be hurting, and we're gonna have to find an area, and they're gonna have to buy a whole new section somewhere.
I'll talk to John and then we can get together and talk to the commander, just say, we need to talk about this again.
And if they,
And then get with you, obviously.
I mean, to me, there would be the place to do it. We could, there's several things. I'm shortening the flags up, one, to save some room on block work, and they don't need to be that far apart like I had them. I'm gonna kind of straighten them up and put them more in the center, which was kind of a fiasco, but I've got it figured out, I think. There's no way to get a square point out there, in the way everything goes, but I'm almost there. So there'll be room. I mean, that's Legion 3, but we could go elsewhere. But I would think that
Yeah.
would be, for me, because the other places I have, I could put full bodies in.
Yeah.
So that would be,
Well, I'll initiate talking to him, then we need to sit down and
yeah.
meet with them.
Lowest cost would be pins, because we can go high number pins, because when Mario was there, that whole north, open section where we're buried now, north-south area, they had curvy roads and all this stuff, and Mario bought all these pins up to like 300 something. Well, that's what we used on cremation 3. I don't have to buy pins,
Okay.
because those are about $6 a piece, and I've got them in crates. We have pins.
Okay.
So, I mean, me pinning a section for the Legion and then let them do their own foundations, that's
Okay.
easy.
Okay.
They want to do concrete, make it look different, that's fine. I mean, it's, I don't care. I'm glad to work for them. Because what's really cool is now, the way I designed, so you understand is, so there's a little over 2 feet in between, because my stand-up mower can go. In cremation 3, they pay for the base, but, and that's fine, it's all make them pay, we put the foot free, but no matter what it is, I go 2 foot wide. So my stand-up isn't doing this. We'll have to weed whack in between and around them, but we're going straight up and down. So we would do the same thing.
I'll definitely initiate that and we need to talk about that again. I was out there looking the other day and I thought we really need to be talking about that.
I have, just not to bore, because I know when you get home, but we could put a podium situation out there for them to, do their funerals.
Yeah.
I mean, and then walk to it. There's all sorts of avenues I have in my brain we can do, or what they want to do.
Okay.
But I just know they're tight on money.
I know, but it needs to be discussed.
That would be and honestly, I didn't see anything this year, which is fine, they were donating money or whatever, and it is actually in a special fund. And if this is something that's you're thinking about, if they want to keep donating, I'll keep putting in that special fund in it, because I haven't done it designated for flags. I don't mind buying flags on my other account. If I have to sit there and let that just sit there, because I can carry that over, then we can use it on that. So it goes to them. If ever, I'll make sure you guys all okay that, but that's my philosophy, okay? So, that's done. I think we're there, I believe.
Just want to remind everybody, the Memorial Day service, starting will be at 11 a.m. at the preacher stand. That's all been set. I know the flags and all that's been set too, so we appreciate that. So just a reminder, any other business now?
I do have one for you, Ken, personally, well,
Okay.
work-wise, I guess it is. Do you want help with parking cars like we used to do? We didn't do anything last year.
Well, last year I was surprised how many people showed up. So if you could, I think that would be a good idea.
Okay, I'll
At
see.
least one person,
Okay.
But I was surprised how many people showed up that last year.
Yep,
So,
yep.
so I think I'm assuming, other than what weather does, but I'm assuming otherwise, we'll probably have a pretty good crowd.
Okay, well, because see, me, that was my first year off, and I didn't have anybody come in, and, because we didn't know.
I was shocked how many people showed up
Yeah,
last year,
yeah.
because the year before, obviously, we didn't do hardly anything because of COVID, but last year, we had a lot of people there. I was surprised.
Okay, if you figured out, like, is there gonna be music? I'm guessing there's no gonna be band.
They are working on that. They're also providing the sound system, so you don't have to worry
It's
about that.
what is his name? I'm sorry.
John Mort.
John Moore?
He is Mort, M-O-R-T. He's the commander at the
Yeah, I
Legion.
thought so. I'm sorry, I wanted
Yeah,
to know his name.
but
and I
he is, we've talked, and he's going to handle that part. I don't, I don't remember what music is. I don't think it's the band this year, though.
I don't think you'll get the band, I don't think the teacher will bring it
I don't, but I think it may be the
ladies.
extension choir,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
Okay.
But don't quote me, well, I'm on, but, yeah, don't
I'm
quote me. on that.
quoting you because you're.
You're quoting me anyway, so,
Yeah.
but.
Well, if
but,
it changes, that's fine, just let me know ahead of time,
Most important thing, we want people to know that there is going to be a ceremony, it's going to be at the preacher's stand. In the event of bad weather, we'll be in the chapel, but otherwise, we are going back out to the preacher's
So
stand.
they have bought a new sound system?
They have a new sound system.
Okay,
Very
'cause
different sound system.
I told him also, there was a year Dave Bumgarner, that was at the high school, came
Mhm.
out to do it, and the following year he didn't. I happened to see him, and I said, oh, it just didn't work out for you? He goes, no, they never asked me.
Yeah.
He enjoyed doing it.
Yep,
So he's a DJ or whatever, and it sounded great, so there's always that avenue to
yep.
put in your back pocket, I'm sure he would still do
At
it.
this point, they say they have everything, so, good.
Good.
But I want to make sure it's, I did tell him that we need to continue working on the communication. And I don't think they have any problem with that. I think it's just,
No, it's
in the
just,
past, there hasn't been really good.
no,
communication.
there's people call us, and I'm like, call them, we have no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah,
And it's for us, I mean, we want everything perfect for them, and it's just hard to plan ahead, and, you know, we go down to the park, let's just use some of the chairs, because some of the guys sit on the asphalt, and
yeah.
you don't know, I can't do, you know what I mean, type thing, and it's all last minute, so, yeah. Okay, perfect, I'm sorry,
Okay.
Okay,
I am done.
Anything else?
Done.
well, we cannot have our next meeting on June 2nd. So, any other week after that is fine.
You're going
Out of state,
to be gone then?
yes, I
Okay.
am going to be gone. You know, we can have it the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 13th, 14th, any day during the week that works for you gentlemen.
Well, what about the 9th? That'd be the next
We do
Thursday.
it the
What
9th.
if we just moved it down one? Does that work for you, Max?
Ninth?
Yeah.
Yeah, ninth's
June
fine.
9th? Okay.
Ninth's
Does that work for
fine.
you? June 9th?
I'm pretty sure it does, yeah.
Okay.
So,
No, that's totally fine, I will tell Leanne,
Okay.
I'm okay with that, I believe.
If it,
Yes, no, I'm sorry, I'm heading to another mission trip, and it's at the end of June, so we're okay.
Okay. any other business then?
no,
All right. I think we'll go ahead then and
Adjourn?
adjourn.
All right. Get this off. You got that, Max? Just hold on to it, so, and then it should let go, and it should go off. Yep. It'll take a couple minutes here, and it'll pop off.